So let's see what Spirit has in store for you. Okay, the High Priestess. The High Priestess is when you're kind of getting in touch with the God of your heart, reigniting the spiritual aspect of you, really starting to use your spiritualism and incorporate it on a daily basis. For many of you, it may have been wandering back into church. For some of you, maybe doing yoga if you are not particularly connected to God or spiritual realm, but it does look like finding balance through getting some spiritual information. Could even be reading a self-help book. That's something that has propelled you into a little calmer area and also answered some of the big questions on why we are here. You know, it also is kind of like a faith card where you are trusting the journey a little bit. You may have just, being a little bit more proactive in meditating every day or just finding the quiet space in your heart. But it does look like you have incorporated that into your daily life, and it is actually helping you be grounded, it feels. The Queen of Swords is here, and she is about clear-cut communication if she's not a person, although I don't feel it is a person here. But she's about clear-cut communication, and it does feel like you've been kind of hanging in the balance, waiting for this one piece of information to make some kind of decision. It may be in job, it may be, in your home, relationship, or it could even be concerning your health. The health card is here. So it may be some information you've been waiting for to make a final decision. But it does look like it has been a challenge to wait for this information. But it is coming into a clearer view for you. But it does look like you have been kind of living in your head the last month or so. Lots to think about with not with having this missing piece. But it does look like it is coming to you, so you'll be able to make a much more educated decision on what to do for the future. The Knight of Wands is here. He is upside down. This wand kind of goes back in time. So it's, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The Knights of Wands depict motion. So it is upside down. So it does feel like it's right on top of this Queen of Swords. So you may have had to halt a lot of planned activities because of waiting for information. You may have had to, wait for somebody else to contribute their part, but it does look like a lot of projects that you had lined up either for this month or for last month or moving forward have kind of been put on hold a little bit while you collect information and collect yourself. This is the 9 of Pentacles, and upright, she is kind of nurturing the seeds that she has grown and simplifying her life, choosing things that bring her great wisdom and joy and healing. It is upside down, so it does feel like maybe a lot of the things you had tackled to either make your health better, your life better, your job better, maybe those things did not work out, and it does feel like you've had to regroup and refocus your energy to find other paths to achieve what you want to achieve. The 5 is here, 5 of Cups. It does feel like a bit of a disappointment. It does feel like some sadness. So you may have gotten some bad news over the last couple of months and you are processing it now. It could be anything. Well, it's right across from the Lovers here. So it could be in a relationship space, or it could actually be part of the health insignia that is here too. So you may have gotten a little bit of bad news over that last month or so. Feels a little bleak. It does feel like you may have been hibernating or really processing this information. But there are things right here that require your attention that will help you grow and move past some of this disappointment, sadness, and this bad news. The bridge is lighting up for me, so it looks like you just need to turn around and figure out a different road to get to that bridge. But it does feel like some information or some loss has happened over the last month or so, and it's kind of taken up your sorrow space. It does feel like you will move out of that as you get more and more information. The Page of Wands, this is messages. Wands can be important messages. concerning your current situation or work. Could be a social situation. So this is right along the line with this Queen of Swords. So if you haven't gotten the information you need to make that educated guess, it is soon on the horizon, Cancer. Don't give up. It's right there. And you know that message can come in a form either verbally, it can come through emails, it can come through actually letters in the mail, or just overhearing someone. You can get the message you need for that last piece of the puzzle to make sense. The Two of Cups is here. This is usually balance in love. Can be the soulmate card. Can be opening up to love or finding, communication or a stronger bond within love. But this medical insignia is really lighting up for me. So I believe that a lot of this information that is coming to you has something directly to do with better health or how to resolve a medical issue that you're going through. And if it isn't, this is a general reading, and it can stand for a much stronger bond in love, open communication, and working together, kind of simplified version of maybe a relationship that was a little complex, but it does feel like simplification and information of some kind. The next card is the 8. This is the 8 of Cups, and it does look like with all these changes, you've had to walk away from something that maybe you were planning on or expecting, had some kind of expectations that something would turn out this way. But it does look like you've had to walk away from a situation and really regroup and plan a different route. You have a couple of the different route cards here. So, it may be time to look for different avenues to get where you need. The moon is lighting up for me, and Cancer, that is your main sign. That is your planet is the moon. So it does look like looking inside yourself a little bit more, asking those important questions, making the changes, and making your things a little more important than everything else in your world. I know that you Cancers, you give of yourself so much. You're this oozing, pulsing moon of nurturing. So it's time to turn some of that energy on you. It does look like your body is in need of it. So it may be even as simple as adjusting your nutrition, adopting some kind of exercise routine, or it can possibly be something greater, a dis-ease or a medical condition that really requires your full attention. The Queen of Cups is here. I do believe this is you, Cancer. If it is not you, it is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But more and more, this feels like you really making you the main focus. It doesn't feel like you have the energy, money, time, or resources to really waste your time with a lot of this falderall, this kind of the earthly stuff. It does feel like it's time to get down to business and do what you need to do. Once you get all this information, it looks like it's going to be smooth sailing for you, but you may have to wait a little bit. But this basically, the Queen of Cups, she is an intuitive person. She's a nurturer. She's like mama love. So it looks like it's time to turn all that nurturing mama love and intuition and gift it to yourself, so you can get some clarity on your next step. It does feel like you may have to float a little bit. The culmination card here is the 6. So it does look, the 6 after the 5. The 5 is usually when you're right in the middle of the thick of things and trying to figure out things. And, this 5, you're trying to figure it out. You're right in the middle of the emotion before you turn around. So it does feel like it's time for you to float a little bit, see what information comes to you. And you may be kind of going into an unknown that's a little bit scary. You may have to trust somebody else to guide you. This time, you are a huge guide and a loving beacon for many, many people. And now it's time for you to receive someone else's guidance and help. So don't be afraid to receive that love and guidance and nurturing from your tribe. So what is to the left of this is a God card. That's Ace of Swords. Usually it depicts some clarity, coming in. The Ace of Swords can kind of cut all the jive down and get down to the nitty and the gritty of what you really need to do. It kind of exercises or extricates things that are unnecessary, but it also can be very clear communication, and you're getting these final puzzle pieces cards here, information, aha moments. So I do feel like a decision is coming up in the very near future to be made, but it does look like you have to wait a little bit to get some of this information, and it's trickling in little by little by little. It's not coming in all one piece, but then the aha moment is the culmination. It is the outcome. So it does look like you will get the information you need before you have to make this decision. And, you know, the Ace of Swords is the hand of God. So you are in you're on your karmic path. You're doing what you need to do. Allow yourself to just absorb and float for a little bit. I know that you're a doer, and that's kind of an uncomfortable situation when you're not moving or orchestrating, but it does feel like it's time to let somebody else take the reins and make some of those big decisions and just enjoy yourself on the ride a little bit. The moon is here. Yet again, this is Cancer. This is your card, or this is your planet. So it does feel like you're finding more and more balance as you shift your focus from other people to yourself. I'm not saying forget about all your family and friends, but give to yourself as much as you do to others. You are an overgifter, sweet Cancer, and it's really, this situation really requires your full attention. The sun is here, so it does feel like clarity. You're waiting for that final piece before you make any large decisions. It does feel like you're coming into balance with some of your legacy stuff. The moon can also stand for our maternal side, our mother. So you may have just recently either made amends or some kind of forgiveness to your mother or your mother figure. It does feel like you are firmly on the path, that you have kind of released some of these demons from the path, and that you're on a different path than you were even last year. But it's feeling like it's greener on this other side over here. It's greener. So it does look like all this hard work is waiting right on the other side of these two pillars right here to gift you with a reward of great growth and certainty. So it does look like a lot of clarity will be coming to you for this decision that you are about to make, Cancer. All right, that is your general reading for October, sweet Cancer. Let me throw a couple of these chakra cards. They're one-word cards, but they seem to bring it on home. Soulmate. All right, so you may have connected with your soulmate, reconnected with your soulmate, or you may be your soulmate. But it does look like you have opened your heart to the possibilities of connecting on that deep soul level, not just the sexual or body level. But it does feel like you're feeling things quite deeply and quite intrinsically since all this stuff has started. So if you're not in line with a soulmate, you may be open to a soulmate, or just cleaning up a current relationship and really getting back firmly on the love, commitment, and respect path. So the next card is isolation. So it does feel like you have isolated a little bit, and you may have to continue to isolate. Although I don't see the Hermit here or the Four of Pentacles, which are like the ultimate isolation cards. So be careful not to isolate too much. Come out of the cave a little bit. Allow community to drive the boat a little bit, and your tribe to help you with what you need help, to ask for what you receive. Don't isolate yourself if you are in need. People are just waiting to help you with what you need, because you're so helpful and you don't even know it, really. You don't even know it. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't get in a pickle so far that you are either hurting yourself or depressed or kind of isolating to the point where you're not coming out for what you need. So ask for what you need. Do not isolate to the point of self-destruction.